There's a product that promises to triple the market's moves. When the index goes up 1%, this thing goes up 3. It sounds like a dream, a shortcut to 3 times the wealth. It is the 3 times leveraged ETF, and today we answer the real question about it. Not whether you should buy one, but the far sharper question, when if ever. Let's start with what it actually promises, because the fine print is everything. A 3 times leveraged ETF aims to deliver 3 times the daily return of an index. Read that word carefully. Daily. If the index rises 1% today, the fund rises about 3% today. If the index falls 1%, the fund falls 3%. It is a faithful, turbocharged mirror, but only for a single day at a time. That one word, daily, hides the entire trap. Because the fund resets every single day, what happens over many days is not what your intuition expects. You might assume that if the index is up 10% over a month, your 3 times fund is up 30. But that is simply not how it works, and the gap can be brutal. Here is the killer, and it has a name: volatility decay. Let me show it with a simple, exact example. Imagine the index falls 10% one day, then the next day rises just enough to get back to exactly where it started. Flat over the 2 days. You lost nothing in the index. But watch the leveraged fund. On day 1, it falls 30%. Now, to recover from a 30% loss, you need to gain far more than 30%. The fund's bounce is not enough. Ends the 2 days down, even though the index is perfectly flat. That is volatility decay, and it is relentless. In any choppy, sideways, back and forth market, the 3 times fund slowly bleeds value day after day, even if the underlying index goes absolutely nowhere. The chop itself is a tax, and leverage triples the bill. Hold one of these through a flat, whippy year, and you can lose a fortune while the index shrugs and ends unchanged. So when does it actually shine? In one specific condition: a strong, smooth, sustained trend in one direction. If the index climbs steadily, day after day, with little chop, the daily tripling compounds in your favor, and the gains can be spectacular, far more than a simple 3 times. Leveraged funds love a calm, relentless staircase up. They despise a jagged saw. And that is the whole answer hiding in the title. The question was never really should you buy a 3 times fund. The question is when. These are short-term, tactical tools designed to be held for days or weeks during a powerful trend, not bought and forgotten for years. Holding one long-term, through all the inevitable chop, is a slow guarantee of decay. Now the other edge of the blade, the drawdowns. Leverage cuts both ways viciously. If the index falls 33%, a normal and survivable event that happens in any bear market, your 3 times fund is mathematically wiped out, down nearly 100%. A normal correction that a patient investor would simply ride through becomes a permanent, unrecoverable catastrophe with 3 times leverage. There's often no coming back. A couple of smaller costs round it out. These funds charge noticeably higher fees than a plain index fund, a constant drag on top of the decay. And the daily rebalancing they do behind the scenes quietly adds its own friction. Everything about the structure is built for a short, sharp sprint, and everything about it punishes a long, patient hold. So let's be very clear and very honest. A 3 times leveraged ETF is one of the most misunderstood and dangerous products a beginner can stumble into. It is not a way to triple your long-term returns. Over time, in a real market full of chop and crashes, it is far more likely to triple your path to ruin. It is a specialist short-term instrument, nothing more. And the calm conclusion writes itself. The long-term investor does not need, and should actively avoid, 3 times leverage. They hold the plain, unleveraged broad index fund, the simple 1 times version, and let real compounding do its patient work over decades without the decay, without the wipeout risk, and without the stress. Boring, unleveraged, and quietly far richer in the end. So the next time something promises to triple the market, you will know the truth. It triples the daily move, not the long-term return. Volatility decay bleeds it in every choppy market. A single bad drop can wipe it out, and it only rewards a smooth, sustained trend held for a short time. The answer to should you buy it is, for almost everyone, no. And the answer to win is almost never. I'll see you in the next one, where we look at what the options market quietly reveals about your stocks. Until then, keep it simple and be very afraid of easy triples.